Hello and welcome back, you sexy people. Today I'm going to do a video on the joining process for the Royal Air Force. That is the British Royal Air Force. And what I'm going to do is from the very start up until sort of the very end. I don't mean retirement or anything, but I mean from the very start of your joining process to the end of your Phase 1, Phase 2 training. So let's get on with it. There's not much I'm really going to say about anything else. I'm just going to talk about this. So I would say step one is visit raf.mod.uk to find about roles and squadrons. I'm going to go into talking about the Royal Air Force Regiment for the latter part of things. Just because that's where I have a bit of experience, so I'm not going to say too much regarding other roles because I don't know about them. So visit raf.mod.uk to find out roles, squadrons and more. You can join as a regular or a reservist, which I'll go on to a little bit later on. So when you found a squadron and a role that when you found a role you like, find out if there's any local squadrons for that role, and then your step 2 will be attend the squadron information day, and they'll talk to you about their squadron, obviously, a little bit about the role that you've selected. Step 3, attend a selection interview. So they'll talk to you even more about the role and what it entails, see if you're right for the role, see if the role's right for you. And you'll also take your AST, your Airman Selection Test. It's a number of questions, it's timed, and there's a bit of general knowledge, there's mathematics, a little bit of science in there, I think, from what I remember, and motor skills kind of stuff. Step 4, if you pass the AST, step 4, attend a medical and fitness test. So they'll contact a doctor that specifically works with them. Some people have had bad experiences with them. My medical went okay. But some people you'll find have really bad experiences with them. I can't remember the company that actually does the medicals. It's gone from the top of my head and I didn't think to write it down. So you'll attend that medical, then you'll go back to your squadron, usually, and you'll attend a fitness test. That involves a bleep test, sit-ups, press-ups in amount of seconds. You have to do a set amount, obviously, of press-ups, sit-ups in a given time. So, then step 5, you attend an offer of service interview with the squadron commander. I can't go too far into that because I can't really remember what happened when I joined. They'll sit and ask you some questions about yourself. Yeah. Step 6, a test. So that is, you hold a Bible, you swear your allegiance to the Queen Elizabeth II. Sign a declaration of secrecy and whatnot. Basically from there you are a member of the Royal Air Force. You're given role until after Phase 2 training or anything like that, so we're going to talk about that a little bit now. But that is basically the joining process. So, training begins. You begin training, and it's all paperwork to begin with, whether you're Royal Air Force or whether you're a regiment gunner or whether you're going for a regiment gunner, or whether you're going for photography, you learn about air power. and that is learning about aircraft, how the aircraft work, how an airbase works or airfield, and how to defend an airfield, and that's all time consuming and quite boring, that part of the training, but you need to know it. You'll then be sent through basic training, so you go away to RAF Holton. For regulars, they do 10 weeks basic training, and the reserves do 2 weeks basic training. In that 2 weeks, reservists will do the same amount of, not the same amount, but the same training as a regular squadron. It's just crammed into 2 weeks. A lot of people say it's harder than a lot of people say that it's harder than regulars, but at the end of the day, you chose to be a reservist, and they've got to do it somehow so you can fit around your normal day job. So they send you away for that 2 weeks. Obviously, as a regular, you get sent away for 10 weeks, and you do everything. Well, I'm going to talk about a little bit. I'm going to go into that in depth a little bit, sorry. So, that 10 weeks, or the 2 weeks, whether you're regular or reserve, you will be doing things from CBRN, basic first aid. CBRN, I will just say, is chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear warfare. So it's basically chemical warfare and nuclear warfare, and learning about how to protect yourself from chemical attacks and whatnot. You get put in a CS chamber, and it's all fun and games. So you do a bit of CBRN, some basic first aid, basic rifle work, stripping a rifle, putting it back together. You get tested on it all at the end. You go out on the range, and you have to shoot a target, and it's a lot of fun. Cleaning your rifle and cleaning all your kit is not fun, but it's all comes with the job. Basically, you gotta do all that to know, get the experience, and if you don't like it, at the end of the day, all you can do is leave, aren't you? So it's to make or break you, basically. You'll then, after phase 1, you'll get sent to RAF Honington for the trade training, which is specifically to your trade. So when you go on phase 1 training, you'll be put with everyone from medics to drivers to PTIs, and you'll all be thrown in intel. You'll all be chucked in together for phase 1, and you'll do the same things. And then obviously, like I said, you go to RAF Honington, and that's where you begin phase 2. For regulars, you go away for 20 weeks. And reserves will go again for 2 weeks. And they all do the same thing. It's all fieldcraft, survivability, rifle work. Your training is advanced. You'll obviously, if you pass phase 2, you're now a RAF regiment gunner. You'll get your mudguards, and you get your squadron designated patches and whatnot. So what skills will I gain? I should have done the eligibility first, but it's just a way I wrote everything down to remind myself. So we're going on to what skills will I gain through military training. You'll get, obviously, your career-related qualifications. So you'll be badged up as a gunner, and you'll do a lot of things like working on GPMGs, LMGs. For anyone who doesn't know their stuff, that is general purpose machine gun, light machine gun. You'll do a lot of rifle work, and obviously a lot of specific things tailored to being a regiment gunner. You'll do advanced first aid, treating battle wounds and whatnot. So you get your career-related qualifications, leadership, and other skills. And you can also choose to do other courses after training or while doing training. So you can retake your basic maths and English if you failed them in school and whatnot, because you don't actually need any formal qualifications to join. So obviously, like I just said, you can do other courses, maths, English, take your driving test, and loads of other cool things that I didn't bother writing down because I don't really need to. If you are interested in joining, you go ahead and obviously look on the website, have a look at what roles there are, and see if it's for you, really. So eligibility for regulars, you need to be 16 to 47 years of age. I'm pretty sure it was 48. I can't remember now. I may have written that down wrong, but it's 16 to 47 years of age. You need to apply before you turn 48 if you want to be a regular. For reserves, it's 18 to 50 years. 56 if you have previous military experience. You must be either a UK citizen or a Commonwealth citizen or lived in the UK for the past 5 years to obviously qualify. You need to be medically fit. Now, they're not looking for athletes. They're also not looking for lazy little bastard sits in the bedroom, plays Xbox all day. You need to have some fitness level. There will be tough amount of physical training. A lot of running around, a lot of crawling along the floor, a lack of sleep, and having to do all these activities. So there's no point applying if you would rather be sat at home playing Xbox, being a fat lazy piece of shit. No offense to people. But yeah, you need some level of fitness and be medically fit. Medically fit is not obese, really. You can't run around and keep up with everyone else if you are really obese. I'm not saying that big people can't join, because they can. Not trying to offend anyone, but big people can join. Big people can pass that training. I'm not saying they can't, but it's no good if you really are a lazy so-and-so and can't be asked to do anything. It's just not for you. I would not consider joining. Medically fit, like I say, is asthma and things like that, diabetes. I haven't written any of this down, but go check out the website, obviously, if you're interested, to see what can disqualify you from joining. And then lastly, I've got progression. So you will enter as an aircraftman, which is a recruit level, unless you're obviously going for officer training, whatnot. Then you'll go as a officer cadet or whatever. I don't really know that's the officer side of anything, because I don't and didn't want to be an officer. So that's something to look into. But unless you're going for an officer, then you'll enter at recruit level, which is aircraftman. You then can progress yourself and work your way up to NCO. NCO means non-commissioned officer, and you'll work through the ranks from aircraftman, leading aircraftman, senior aircraftman, lance corporal, corporal, sergeant, flight sergeant, warrant officer. Those are all the non-commissioned ranks of the Royal Air Force. It's probably, other than the trade training parts, the only bit that I didn't actually have to Google because I know the ranks. The RAF Regiment is the only rank. The RAF Regiment is the only role to use Lance Corporal in the Air Force, because Lance Corporal is a army rank basically. In RAF Regiment, gunners. I'm probably going to get a lot of stick for this in the comments and whatnot, But RAF Regiment are air-minded infantry. So, again, that air power you looked at before is teaching you about how aircraft work and how to operate around them safely. The last thing you want to do, just an example, is if you are guarding an aircraft that's got rockets, bombs, and a lot of fuel near it, is anyone goes near it, you don't want to start firing around it. Obviously, you could set something off and destroy the aircraft yourself, and then you've obviously failed your job. So working around aircraft safely and whatnot. And yeah, I think that's basically the video, guys. I've covered everything pretty much. If I've missed anything, obviously let me know in the comments. If you're interested in joining the Royal Air Force or any of the other services, I haven't covered any of the other services because I don't know what the joining processes are like. So, yeah, if you are interested in the RAF or any of the other services, check out the roles, obviously. Check out the eligibility. Check out how much you'll be paid if that interests you. But yeah, if you're interested in at all in joining or just got a keen interest in anything like that, then obviously go over to Google and go to the RAF website, raf.mod.uk, obviously. Check out squadrons, roles, whatever. They obviously have regulars and reserves. So if you have a full-time job, for example, that you actually enjoy and don't see yourself doing it constant, then obviously you want to be a reservist, so you can work around your job, basically. Just going into reservists a little bit, you have to do a minimum of 27 days a year, I think it is. And training can be Wednesday night, I think. I don't know whether you can change that at all. I think it's just a set day, and that's a Wednesday night. Each squadron may vary, possibly. But yeah, so you do 27 days a year, and yeah, that's what I mean. You can do it around. You do weekend work. You can possibly send away for things, and obviously you can have mobilisations. I'm not going to go too far into anything, but you can have mobilisations where you can be deployed to the UK or abroad. Obviously, things like Afghanistan, there was RAF Regiment protecting airfields and stuff. And obviously, if you're deployed abroad or mobilised abroad, you can be obviously still protecting airfields and stuff. Just it's a lot less hostile. Yeah, if you guys are interested in anything like that, then go ahead and look at the website. You can also forgot what I was going to say. I guarantee it'll probably come back to me when I stop recording. Yeah, it's actually not going to come back to me. I did pause a minute there so you guys weren't listening to nothing at all. But no, I can't remember what I was going to say. Yeah, so that's going to be it, guys, because I really can't remember what I was going to say. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone, please.